Armored Core 6 in a lot of ways feels like an old game, and in my opinion, that's a good thing. It's a game that's not afraid to rely on aspects of its overall formula that worked for so many years, without feeling the need to just remove things or to sell it to you piecemeal through various microtransactions. And the customization and progression of Armored Core 6 is something that in my opinion stands the test of time. It is deep, engaging, and focuses first and foremost on player agency. Let's talk about it. So many games nowadays feel the incessant need to rip out core cosmetic progression in games to sell it back to you piecemeal. Because for some reason, the narrative around a lot of games nowadays has shifted from microtransactions are greedy to, well, it's fine if they're just cosmetic, because for some reason, cosmetics have been willfully sacrificed on top of the altar of greed so that these games can be ripped and picked apart to sell it back to you piecemeal for a lesser overall product. However, Armored Core 6 bucks this trend. Instead of giving you bare bones design and selling you additional skins or appearances or emblems and colors, shaders, and whatever, instead of selling all of that to you piecemeal, what they elect to do instead is to just give it to you baseline. You can change the colors of your mech with no cost. And how do you acquire more parts? Well, you can complete various in-game challenges, all the while accumulating credits. And through either accomplishing specific tasks to receive various rewards, finding them in the levels themselves, in hidden treasure chests, or spending your currency on the exact piece that you want, the game rewards you for actually playing the game. I know this sounds basic and okay, but what's so special about that? But in an industry seemingly hell-bent on the idea of ripping out this idea of progression, to sell it back to you piecemeal, has pervaded the industry for so long now that games like Armored Core 6 that allow you and respect the player to just customize and build what you want the way you want it at your own pace and to prioritize pieces and equipment that you deem preferable, it's a breath of fresh air in my opinion. And sure, you may say, well, Armored Core 6 is largely a single-player game, so is that really all that special? And I would think that's a fair counter-argument. There's plenty of other games out there nowadays that are single-player games that allow you to earn in-game rewards by playing the game. However, Armored Core 6 is also multiplayer, so that is an aspect to it. But also, just by itself, I really like the style of progression that Armored Core 6 utilizes. It's very reminiscent, to me at least, of what I loved so much back in my Halo Reach days, where they would, again, go by a similar method. The armor sets in Halo Reach weren't power-based or anything like that, they are purely cosmetic, but you accumulated credits by playing the game, accomplishing various challenges, and then you could spend those credits on the piece that you specifically wanted. Armored Core 6's pacing is so well thought out that you are constantly adding new things to the shop, or new things that you can just equip if you find in the overworld, not the overworld, but in these missions, that you always feel like you're being rewarded for whatever reason. And you give it a bunch of cool stuff as well. Various weapons, different types of missiles, melee weapons, chainsaws, laser swords, moonlight, various rifles, plasma rifles, burst shot auto rifles, or burst shot kinetic rifles, what I meant, automatics, handguns, shotguns, rocket launchers, missile salvos, whatever. You can gain access to these weapons and then customize and equip your AC according to what you want, according to the style of game that you want, and to look how you want that mech to look. It's fun, rewarding, and encourages the player to keep playing to get more pieces that they specifically want. It's a great flow and synergy that they have going here, because you feel rewarded for playing the game. You feel rewarded for playing the game well, because you can end up making more money than if you were very wasteful with ammo or took a lot of damage and accrued repair costs. You play carefully, cautiously, and efficiently, you can accumulate money really quickly and buy whatever the heck you want. You feel rewarded for playing well, for strategizing, for experimenting, for different builds. You are constantly thinking about what you want to go for, what you want to get, what you can acquire. Oh, this mission may be a little bit more difficult, so I can maybe use something that's a little bit less efficient. I may make less money, but I can beat the mission on a more reliable consistency. Or maybe because I use a weapon that may accrue more of an and an ammunition cost, my repair cost may go down. There's all these different factors that you can think of if you want to, or just spam your way through the game if you so choose to. The game doesn't force you to think any one way or to pursue any one path. It lets you play the game and tackle it of your own volition and in your own style, and I think that's something to truly treasure. It's that sense of non-linearity in the progression system that can create some of the most fun and enjoyable progression systems in games. Because it's extremely simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need to utilize any one weapon and complete various challenges to unlock attachments or whatever. You just accumulate credits that you want and that you gain doing whatever, and then you can spend those credits on whatever's available in the shop. Maybe you go off the beaten path and find a chainsaw in a level or something, or you find moonlight. It's this style of gameplay that has really kind of faded into the twilight for a lot of modern gaming, at least AAA gaming, where you don't really see this style and this, well, level of player agency in the customization, or the progression. It's not complicated, it's very simple by design. But because of its simplicity, it works so well in my opinion. Because you never feel like you're beholden to the game, like you have to go along some kind of linear battle pass to accumulate things the game deems valuable to you at the right pacing or right time. If you want to save up for something that costs a lot of money, you can do that. If you want to use a bunch of money to buy a bunch of cheaper items and just accrue stuff like that, you can also do that. The game doesn't punish you for going at your own pace, for trying different things out. If you want to go grind some money, you can do replay missions, go for higher ranks if you want to, all the while you're accumulating more credits that you can spend on more items, more pieces of gear, more attachments, mix and match to your preference, to your style. Also, all that stuff, you can utilize the AC Creator to change the color scheme on it, to add emblems or designs or decals or whatever that you can also accrue by playing the game, I might add, in Arena to give you more options and to truly make your Armored Core feel like it's your Armored Core. That's one of the genius and brilliant things about mech games, in my opinion, is the level of customization and progression that you can have that just works so well and so seamlessly with the mecha genre. It's what I loved about Armored Core of old, it's what I loved about Daemon X Machina, it's what I loved about Xenoblade X, and it's what I love about Armored Core 6. You can make your mech feel all of your own, and it's available to you very early on, and you can always just add on top of that. Like, my one little hang-up is that I wish we could dual-wield melee weapons in both our hands, though apparently that may be for a balance reason from games of old, but for single player, I understand that for, like, multiplayer, but for, like, single player, I think it would be pretty cool to, like, allow the player to do. That's just my 2 cents. It's nothing that's gonna ruin the game or anything for me. It's just, like, if I had to pick a critique, that would probably be it. Also, maybe if there was a way for us to use, like, I don't know, like, MS Paint for the color schemes, so we don't have to just, like, pick the color schemes for the specific parts that the game seems fit to label as, like, main, auxiliary, or whatever. Like, just give us a paintbrush to do whatever we want. Like, yeah, people would make some absolutely vile things with that, but we also have the emblem editor, so I mean, like, is it really any different? But here's the thing, like, I'm not gonna kick up a stink about that or anything, because FromSoft has not given me a reason to think that they are intentionally holding stuff back in that regard, or anything like that. Maybe it's an idea they could expand on for, like, maybe DLC, or Armored Core 7 or something like that. But the product that FromSoft put out is of extremely high quality, and it's fun not just because of the gameplay, but because I'm always thinking about Armored Core 6 when I'm playing the game. I'm thinking about what kind of mech do I want to build, what kind of fun mech can I build on stream, or whatever. What kind of customization and progression can I utilize? What different style of AC do I want to play as for now? Tank, tetrapod, biped, whatever. I can go on the internet and find other people's wacky builds. They have ways in-game for you to, like, upload and utilize other people's builds as well, which is just cool. The game does not feel the need to hold your hand. It's a sandbox in terms of customization and progression. Lets you go at your own pace, pick your own path, and then continue to walk down upon it, all the while letting you go down a different path at any moment if you want to. It's fun, rewarding, and refreshing, all at the same time. And so many other games, multiplayer games specifically, I think could benefit greatly from this design change, at least in terms of creating a more fun experience. Like, it's one of my biggest problems with modern day Halo, is the progression system and customization is absolute dog water, because it's been forcibly ripped out of the core Halo experience so that it can be broken apart and sold back to you piecemeal through various battle passes or microtransactions. In Armored Core 6, again, this game is online, you earn the stuff by playing the game, by accumulating credits that you can spend according to what you want, specifically. Not what the game deems that you should have at this point, but what you want. And you can argue that the game deems what you want by unlocking stuff later on in the game for you to buy, but even then, it gives you a good enough of a selection at each step of the way where I don't mind that. Yes, the game unlocks very powerful things later on in a New Game Plus. It does do that. However, it gives you enough variety and progression and customization each step of the way to where it doesn't feel handholdy. It doesn't feel excessively handholdy, I might add. It doesn't feel detrimental to the overall structure of the game. Whereas a lot of other games that rely on battle passes or microtransactions, they feel extremely handholdy and linear. They remove the player agency and the DNA of player agency from the formula with elongated grinding sessions. You know how easy it is for me to go do a couple missions real quick, accumulate some credits, and then go buy whatever I want? It's stupid quick. It's so good. At no point along the way do I feel like I have to go out of my way specifically to bend over backwards for the game because of how it's designed. I never feel like that with Armored Core 6. And when a game can make you feel refreshed in that regard, give you fun customization and progression, so that even when you're not playing it, you're thinking about what you want to do next time you play it, and so that the game is not just a gameplay loop, but a satisfying overall experience and ecosystem, that's 2 thumbs up for me. So I'm going to call the video there for the day. Thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure for making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe. Have a great day. Go play some video games if you can. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Leave a comment down below with your favorite build that you have done or seen in Armored Core 6. I'd love to hear your stories and hear what you all have come up with. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again.